Every year, people push the limits of what's humanly possible, taking on some of the wildest challenges ever attempted. Some train for years, others risk everything, all to become Guinness World Record holders. And when a new record is set, it instantly makes headlines. Today, I've gathered the most insane records ever achieved. Before we start, if you could break one record, what would it be? Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Thank you so much. Freddie Kuna was an extreme mountain climber who first discovered slacklining back in 2009. Over the years, he kept pushing himself to go longer, higher, and more dangerous with his free solo runs. But everything built up to one moment, August 24, 2016, when he partnered with Left Coast Media to film the most insane slacklining feat the world had ever seen. Freddie and the team rigged a 72-meter line, stretched 400 meters above a massive gorge. During the stunt, he somehow stayed calm, gliding across the line like it was a casual walk in the park. Alex Honnold is one of the most extreme athletes on the planet. He's a free solo climber, meaning he climbs huge mountains with zero ropes or safety gear. His most insane achievement? Becoming the first person to free solo El Capitan in California, a 7,500-foot vertical wall of pure granite. He did it in 2017, and no one has matched it since. Honnold's climb is still considered one of the greatest feats in sports history. In 2009, Usain Bolt didn't just win a race, he rewrote history. Flying down the track at lightning speed, Bolt shattered the 100-meter world record with an unbelievable 9.58 seconds. No one had ever moved like that. The crowd exploded, the world stood still, and a legend was officially born. That day, Usain Bolt proved he wasn't just fast. He was untouchable. But what this guy did was straight-up rule-bending. During the 2022 NASCAR Cup Series, Ross Chastain pulled off a move that literally changed the sport forever. With just one lap to go and sitting in 10th place, he needed a miracle to qualify. And that's exactly when the impossible became his only option. Chastain used the wall all the way around the racetrack to race his way into the championship 4. He went from 10th to 5th place on that final lap, securing a spot he had no chance of making just moments before. He even set the fastest lap in NASCAR Cup Series history. But the move was so wild it got banned, something that will literally never happen again. Remember that kid who always showed off tricks with a soccer ball? Now imagine he never grew up. That's freestyle soccer star John Farnworth. In 2019, Farnworth teamed up with GoPro to break the record for longest distance traveled in an hour while juggling a soccer ball, and they chose the Sahara Desert for the challenge. The desert heat and fierce winds were brutal, but Farnworth adapted. In the end, he didn't just break the record, he freestyled 100 kilometers or 62 miles across the sands. Try beating that! This world record was nearly deadly. Back in 1982, all 5 divers attempting the 170-foot high dive ended up in the hospital. It got so dangerous that they seriously considered canceling the event. But in 1983, Dan On took things to a whole new level. He nailed a 172-foot dive and walked away on his own 2 feet. The equivalent of jumping off a 17-story building with no safety harness or parachute. What makes it even crazier? He hit the water perfectly, just 8 feet deep, executing flawless form the entire way. That jump wasn't just impressive, it was legendary. Dennis Farr's record is wild, so dangerous that the Guinness Book of World Records still refuses to acknowledge it even 35 years later. Back in the 1980s, Dennis had nothing left to prove. He was hands down the greatest unicycle performer the world had ever seen. No one could ride his 35-foot-tall Tower of Death unicycle without risking serious injury. But Dennis didn't stop there. He wanted to push the limits even further. He pulled off tight turns, figure eights, and even weaved through cones for a full 12 miles. Completely solo Dennis wasn't just the GOAT before. With this, he became a legend. Cliff diving is both thrilling and terrifying. It started in Hawaii as a ritual of bravery, and today adrenaline junkies worldwide seek tall cliffs and deep pools to push the limits. In 2015, Brazilian-Swiss athlete Lasso Schaller set the world record for the highest free cliff dive, 192 feet into a narrow pool at Cascata del Salto, Switzerland. He fell for 4 seconds, hitting 123 kilometers per hour, and thanks to a safety crew, kept his composure and landed perfectly. An incredible display of courage and skill. Now, I don't know about you, but I stay as far away from bees as possible. Ruan Liangming? Not so much. This guy isn't afraid of them at all. In fact, he set a world record for the heaviest covering of bees, also called a beard of bees. During an Italian Guinness World Records show, Ruin was covered in 63.7 kilograms of bees. That's 637,000 bees, including 60 queen bees to keep the colonies together. When asked how he survived, Liang Ming said staying calm around the bees was the secret. Maybe next time I see one bee at the park, I'll try that. Or maybe not. Next up, the Dude Perfect guys took basketball to new heights, literally.
This is the world's highest basketball shot.
They climbed to the top of a 660-foot tower in Australia and launched a basketball into the air. After falling for what felt like forever, it swished perfectly through the hoop below, officially becoming the world's highest basketball shot. One tiny miss would have ruined everything, but instead they made history with one of the craziest shots ever filmed. Swimming is one thing, but Russian diver Alexei Molchanov takes it to another level. He spent his life training to hold his breath and withstand massive ocean pressures, earning a place among the most legendary divers in history. In 2018, Alexei set the world record for the deepest self-propelled free dive ever, plunging 130 meters on a single breath, with no equipment. To achieve it, he held his breath for 4 minutes and dove so deep that sunlight couldn't reach him, requiring a headlamp to see the way back. A truly mind-blowing feat of human endurance. Marathons are old news. Ultramarathons are where the real endurance legends shine. At 48, Karl Meltzer set an incredible record by conquering the Appalachian Trail on foot in just 45 days, 22 hours, and 38 minutes. To put that in perspective, the trail stretches across 14 US states, and Karl ran an average of 77 kilometers a day. That's 2 marathons daily for 6 weeks. Over the journey, he burned nearly 350,000 calories and took over 4.2 million steps, proving the limits of human endurance can be pushed further than most of us can imagine. Most people can go 1 to 5 minutes without oxygen, and even trained divers usually max out around 9 minutes. But Spanish free diver Alex Segura decided to see just how far the human body could go. In 2016, he stunned the world by holding his breath for 24 minutes and 3 seconds, setting a new Guinness World Record. Using a technique called static apnea, Alex essentially put his body on pause, stopping all breathing for nearly half an hour. He prepped by breathing pure oxygen first, fully within the rules, proving that humans can achieve feats that seem almost impossible. Alex doesn't just take your breath away, he owns it.